Hello everyone, welcome to PUC Online Classroom. Today we are moving on to the last unit of the level. Okay, unit 16, challenges and words first before we talk about the first activity. Challenges are problems that you face that need to be solved, and accomplishments, something that you have achieved, something that you have succeeded. Okay, so now let's take a look at the first one, snapshot, volunteer. So what is it exactly, volunteer? So we know that this is about the the work that you are happy that you are interested in doing that without forcing, and sometimes you just want to learn from that, kind of task or responsibility. Okay, so take a look at this all together. What are you interested in? Consider these volunteering opportunities, okay? So these are the opportunity, the chance that you might volunteer to do. Sometimes you don't expect much, all right? Especially the money, but it changes as food or some kind of experience that you want to learn, okay? So now let's begin with the first country, Costa Rica, helping at a wildlife center. Okay, so if you're interested in some kind of animals and let's say life in the wild in the forest, that you can try Costa Rica. Okay. Another one is monitoring endangered birds. Monitor is like watch something carefully and record results. And endangered at the point of no longer existing as a species. So the bird might not be, alive, okay? So that you need to monitor some kind of this. It is very rare, okay? Assisting with the reforestation. Assist means helping. Reforest, just like you replant, okay? Plant the trees once again, okay? Teaching computer skills, if you know how, then you can try. Organizing and environmental activities, okay? So take a look at Thailand. So these are what we can do. Repairing rural roads. You have to maybe this this kind of work does not require some kind of skill, but they might need your power, your energy. Building schools, designing websites if you know how, especially the computer technical skill like designing websites. Maybe you can try to have taking care of elephants, working in rural health clinics. Okay, now let's move on to Mozambique, building houses, working at an orphanage. Orphanage is a home for children who do not have parents or whose parents cannot care for them. Okay, that's orphanage. So we usually say orphanage center. Okay, conducting health surveys. Conduct means organize or do something. Okay, for the study. Teaching English. Yeah, you can try that. Working on a marine conservation project. Conservation means the protection of nature. So the protection of the nature project with the marine life. Okay, the sea one. All right, the sea, some kind of sea fish, for example. All right. Okay, so these are the opportunities that you can try in these three countries. Okay, so if you happen to have a chance, maybe you can try one of them. All right. So now let's go to number two, perspective. Volunteers talk about their work. Okay, so whether they are happy or not. Okay, so now let's begin with the first one. Actually, this one is listening, but of course we can do without. Listen to people talk about their volunteer work. What kind of work do they do? Write their names in the sentences below. Okay. So the first one, Paul. The most rewarding thing about helping them is learning from their years of experience. So the word rewarding means satisfying, just like happy. All right. So let's say the happiest thing about helping them is learning from their years of experience. This is about from Paul. Next one from Xiao Feng. I'm not really sure how to pronounce that, but maybe it sounds like that. Xiao Feng. One of the most difficult aspects of working abroad is being away from my family. The aspects means point or area, alright? Next one from Mariela. One of the rewards working with them is experiencing their useful energy and playfulness. So useful, just like young, and playfulness, wanting to have fun or a good time. Okay. Next one, Jack. The most challenging, all right, the most challenging thing about doing this type of work is determining their strengths and weaknesses. Okay, this is Jack. So now we have to match with the exercise right here. Okay, write the name with this particular responsibility. Okay, who teaches in a developing country is about teaching. So Xiao Feng, all right, because he said it's away from family. Okay. Number 2, can you guess? Tutors and adult literacy program. Literacy means a course. Literacy program is a course to teach people how to read and write. So it's about Jack. Number 2, all right, is determining their strengths and weaknesses, their good points and the bad points. Number 3, visit senior citizens in a nursing home. Nursing home is a type of home for people who need long-term medical care, people who are sick at home and then they need somebody to take care of. So this is about the person who does that. Okay. It's a nursing home. We need somebody who can take care of them. Okay, so that is Paul, right? So this is Happing. Is learning from the years of experience. And last one, play games with children in an orphanage. So that should be Marilla. Okay. So now let's go on to the next activity, which is about a grammar point. So this grammar point, everybody, is it looks complicated, but it is not, as it is. Okay. Well, it's just the way it looks. All right. If you take a look at this, complex noun phrases containing gerunds. So if you take a look at the whole sentence, all the examples right here, you feel like, wow, it's complicated. But actually that is not really a grammar point at all. Okay, it's just an expression. So let's find out what it is. The most rewarding thing about helping them is learning from their years of experience. So you see the bold one. Okay, so that is a noun phrase, but look at this. We have a lot of words combining together. So that is a complex noun phrase. And then that is considered to be a subject, and then this is a verb. Alright. And let's say containing gerunds, you see that after preposition, and then we have helping them. Alright, another one is off, and then working off, and then working abroad, and off, working with them. You see that? So this is about gerund, and the whole clause is a complete noun phrase, function as a subject, and inside that it has a gerund. Alright, so nothing else, everybody, don't get it wrong. The most rewarding thing about, you see, helping them, so that is a gerund. Of working abroad is gerund as well, gerund phrase, and working with them is gerund phrase. So is a subject of the whole complex noun phrase right here. Okay. And learning from their year of experience is an object, and it is a gerund phrase. Being away from my family is also a gerund phrase. Functions as an object, the same thing as the last one. Okay, so there's nothing else to explain, everybody. It's just a complex one, but actually it functions as a subject. That's it. All right, so now you can try exercise A here, questions and responses. Okay, matching between these 2 columns. Okay, uh, um, 2 columns. Okay, so let's see. 2 columns. 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 2 colum maybe you can take your time, pause the video and do it. Okay, all right, so now let's check the answer all together. Okay, first one, what's the most challenging thing about working from home? So it's letter G, not being distracted by household chores or hobbies. Okay, so you don't have to do housework. 2, what's the best thing about being a police officer? So getting to know people from all parts of society. Okay, so that number 2 goes to letter F. What about number 3? What's one of the rewards of being a teacher? So helping people learn things that they couldn't learn on their own. So that is letter D. Number 4, what what's one okay what's one of the most difficult things about being an emergency room nurse? So it's about A, dealing with life or death situations. Life or death, I think you can understand from the word itself, life and death right here. Number 5, what's one of the most interesting aspects of working abroad, working outside the country? So number 5 goes to letter C, learning how people in other cultures live and think. Okay, so we have two last. Number 6, what's one of the most difficult aspects of doing volunteer work? It's letter B, finding enough time to do it on a regular basis. Okay, and number 7 is E. So once again, 1G, 2F, all right, 3D, 4A, 5C, 6B, and 7E. All right. Okay, so I think that's it for this video. If you have any question about this grammar point, you can leave question in our Telegram group chat. All right. Thank you so much, everyone.